Welcome back, Dreamedia family. So we are here in beautiful Summit County, high in the Rockies in Colorado. Today we are doing a very simple upgrade. As you may see, we have these little tiny outdoor speakers that are just not cutting it for the homeowner. We've got a dining area, a jacuzzi, and a fireplace that spans about a 40-foot area, and these speakers are just not putting out enough power to handle the space properly. So we're gonna get them a bigger and fuller sound by taking these old speakers out and installing some brand new Focal OD8s. Super excited. So first I will start by cleaning off all these spider webs up by the speaker. I'm not sure if you could see them. And then dropping these speakers, getting a look at our wire, seeing kind of the condition that the terminations are in. Of course, we'll be recutting the terminations. I just want to make sure that the actual speaker wire isn't compromised because these have been out here so long and they are completely covered in spider webs. So anyway, without further ado, let's dive into this. Welcome back, Dreamedia family. We are back high in the Rocky Mountains in Colorado today here in Summit County, performing a minor speaker upgrade to the home. So I'm on their back deck where they have a dining room, table, like an outdoor dining area, a jacuzzi, and a fireplace that's being rebuilt. So I won't show you that on camera today. But anyway, as you may see, over here is my left and my right outdoor speaker. Not only are they pitched straight down at the ground, which really doesn't help anyone. It's not like there's neighbors. I'm looking back at a forest right now behind you. It is absolutely gorgeous. So we are just going to rip off these old speakers. I'm gonna get rid of all of the spider webs on these guys, make sure that the speaker wire is still in operating condition, and then we are gonna unbox these two 100 series OD8 Focals to bring a bigger presence and bigger sound to this backdoor patio. Today with the homeowners inside, they are busy working. Since I already have this Control 4 system on remote management, I'm going to be able to sit down on this patio table after the speakers are installed, get the space tuned and EQ'd properly, and then we'll be out of the homeowner's way without ever actually touching base with them. This is at their request. You know, we want to make our homeowners comfortable. There's really no reason for me to enter the home today. We will be back later to address their aging movie theater. But without further ado, let's dive into this outdoor speaker install. The sun has just come out. It is getting pretty hot. I'm going to drop this jacket. And then we are going to address one of my favorite things, which is spider web covered speakers. Let's get into it. All right, guys, so that's our first outdoor speaker that we're pulling out down. I'm looking at this guy. It's kind of hard to see. This grill doesn't really come off of this model, but I've got a small tweeter here and about a 4-inch woofer, which is clearly not big enough for this space and not something I would have recommended originally. We also have a junctioned wire up there. I will go ahead and take my other iPhone, kind of walk up there real quick and kind of show you the status. It's wrapped in some what appears to be HVAC tape. The good thing is there's plenty of wire lead in the wall still, so we're gonna cut below that junction. I'm not really sure why it was left like that, why the original installer just didn't just cut the speaker wire back about 3 inches. But anyway, I am going to jump up there real quick, drop that bracket, show you the condition of the wire really quick, and then we'll install our Focal bracket and brand new Focal speakers, get them wired up properly, and then tune the system. I'm just gonna do one at a time so I don't have to move the ladder too much. Anyway, let's get rolling. I'm gonna grab my drill off camera real quick, so stick with me. All right, so that's our speaker bracket down. Going to switch to my secondary camera real quick, give you guys a better look at the condition of the wire and why I am going to cut out every junction possible. Junctions with speaker wire aren't as big of a deal as they may be with something like Data's, but when you can't avoid junctions in a wire, you always should. You may be missing some copper strands. Anyway, there's tons of things that can go wrong. A straight shot with a wire is always going to be more reliable and perform better than a junction. Of course, you can get away with the junction. You may not lose functionality, but there's no reason to have a junction where one is not needed. That goes for pretty much any cable connection. All right, so check out this wire. I've got a junction here wrapped in, I guess what appears to be some HVAC tape. Luckily, this speaker wire is still in great condition, being hidden under the eave even with all the snow that we get here in Summit County. So I'm just going to snip this wire right behind the junction here, and we will re-terminate this speaker anew. So anyway, I'm going to hop back down the ladder, unbox our focal, bring our bracket up here, mount our bracket, and then get our speaker in place, and we'll be on our way. All right, here comes the fun part of every job, opening new toys. Just being careful how I guide the knife. Don't want to scratch our product before we get it opened here. Now, of course, Focal does a great job packing, so even if I stuck the knife through, it'd be pretty hard for me to hit this OD8, but nonetheless, OD8 Focal, packed up really nice. I mean, actually, we're gonna do a side-by-side just to show how big of a speaker upgrade this is gonna be for our homeowner. So I am just gonna put this back in the box so that the box has some rigidity to it. My speaker doesn't fall in when I do this side by side. I mean, look at this beautiful speaker. We are at least at twice the size. We're definitely at twice the size driver now for our mids and lows, and I really think it's just gonna provide them a lot more power and fill out the space better. So here's our side-by-side and why we chose these focals over the 6 inches. The 6 inches are still bigger than this, what appears to be a 4.5 inch driver. But again, we're out here, it's a pretty big space. I've got about 40 to 60 feet to cover of area that the homeowner and their guests will stay in, and we thought that this was the proper solution. I absolutely love these focals, especially their outdoor series. They're super durable, rated for extreme conditions. They're gonna do just fine with all the rain, snow, ice, and apparently spiders that seem to love this backdoor speaker area here. So we're just popping off our side pieces here for our bracket. This is what lets us fine tune the angle of the speaker as well as secure the speaker to the mount. Here's the mount for our Focal speaker. Really elegant, a bunch of different ways to hang. I got 3 areas I can bring my speaker wire in, and if I am able to get my speaker wire in the middle here, I have 4 unique mounting points. If you're ever in an area where these don't work, rest assured, you can always pop another hole in the bracket, it'll be fine. We also have these side mounts for when you are trying to angle the speaker on the wall. We're gonna go ahead and keep the homeowner from having to bring out a carpenter to patch up this discolored, already punctured wood. We're just gonna hang it right over where it was pretty much. So I'll bring in the speaker real quick for a close-up. Absolutely love Focal's product. can't stand it enough. This is what I have throughout my entire house, currently Focal speakers. And as you can see, we've got weather sealed terminals. This is just taking that next extra step to outdoor longevity and making sure that this speaker isn't going to be compromised, or specifically our connection is not going to be compromised, our oxygen-free wire by copper wire by the elements. So the copper will be seated in there. There will be no copper exposed to the outside. And that's really just going to ensure that these speakers stay running good for years to come. So without further ado, I'm going to go up there, check it out. I may need to jump off camera and grab some pre-drills for our screws. We're going to make sure this puppy's nice and level. We're going to re-terminate our speaker wire, pop the speaker up there, get it going. Going to try and do my best with angles. I am going to straddle the top of the ladder and really just pay attention to making sure that this install is perfect. Now we are going to be able to feed our speaker wire right through the predetermined holes. And luckily, one of my previous holes falls right in line with the speaker, so we're going to be able to reuse that hole and only have to punch one new hole into the home today. I love when things work out like that. The less damage we can do to the home, the better for the end user. So as you can see, I'm taking my time today. Now if I'm really trying to knock out this exact speaker flip over and I'm just cruising through it, we're talking 10 minutes a speaker. So if you have some outdoor speakers and you're looking to upgrade similar to what we're doing today, rest assured any DIYer can do it, especially if your audio system's already configured. All you may have to do is adjust your EQ and gain at this point, but super easy install. So I've got my two side mounts and I'm going to take my Focal up there. We're going to completely mount the Focal because of how short my wire stub is. Angle the speaker down as much as I can. I will re-terminate the wire there and then we will move on to our left side speaker. So tweeter and woofer placement. Given how wide this area is, I want my tweeters to be spread out as far as possible because that is where most of our high-end content is coming from. So we're going to go ahead and have our tweeters facing opposite of each other away. That way we get good coverage of these outside areas. The camera is currently situated right next to the patio table. To the camera's left, the camera's left is the fireplace. To the camera's right is the jacuzzi. All right, again, just getting the speaker seated, not too tightly, because as we spoke, I still have to strip out and terminate our new wire stub here. Thankfully, the original installer ran 12 gauge cable to this location. It is the longest speaker run in the house. I love seeing that. I feel so disappointed when I come out and there's a massive length speaker run with something like 16 gauge wire. And of course, it'll work. You're gonna get audio across a 16 gauge wire on a 200, 250 foot run. But do understand that there's only so much you can fit on a wire that gauge. And as you get to those longer lengths, it really matters. You'll just end up with a very thin sounding speaker if you don't have the proper speaker wire from the beginning. So we've got this stripped out. The speaker wire looks great. Well, looks like we're doing it from this step. I do need to get a better look at my terminals here. All right, so positive is closer to the wall, negative is further away. We want to make sure, specifically for outdoor speakers, that there is no copper showing. So these, I know I knocked that out quick, but just make sure that you don't have a too long of a copper lead where you end up with copper sticking out at the end. I'm probably gonna come do the final adjustments later, but looking down, this is going to keep, I would like to angle these up more, but with this eave right here, I definitely don't want a ton of sound reflection. It's immediately off the eave here. So this is going to be pretty close to our final position for the speaker. All right, that's our first speaker done. So we're gonna go ahead and move our ladder over. I'm going to have to move this really nice custom bench made out of skis over shortly, and then I'll probably adjust our camera angle to get you guys a better look. So I'm sure you can see the size difference and the angle of the speaker difference already from where you're located. And we did show a close-up on the ground, but just to be redundant, look at the difference of these speakers. So we're gonna have a much more fulfilling full band sound out here after we're done today. We already broke down how the other speaker uninstall went. So I'm gonna knock this out pretty quick and just show how efficient and easy an outdoor speaker change can be. Excuse the angle of the camera. If I get you a better angle, I see nothing but camera glare. All right, guys, so since we took our time on that one, really broke down the speaker upgrade and how the install went, I'm gonna be a little quieter on this one. Excuse the camera angle, I'm fighting the beautiful Colorado sun glare that is overwhelming here. So again, we're just gonna start by cleaning up our spider webs around the speaker, get everything looking nice. We'll drop this older outdoor speaker here and bring up our brand new Focal. Nice, we have a good amount of wire poked back into the wall. Thank you to the original installers for leaving us some headroom for either having to re-junction the speaker or for speaker replacement like this. So I have enough speaker to completely cut off these ends that have been exposed to the elements for the past several years and just make sure a nice clean connection as well as mounting point for the speaker. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab my bracket real quick. We'll pop up our Focal bracket, get our speaker up, get it angled to match our other speaker on the right side of this area, and then I will tune the system. All right, bracket up. While I'm up here, I'm gonna go ahead and re-strip this connection so I don't have to worry about it once we have our Focal speaker. Not dropping anything on the floor outside of the spiderweb covered cloth that I will address once we're done here. I love spiders. All right, so again, we're gonna have our tweeter facing out this way just to get as wide of an audio image as possible in the space. All right, so that doesn't happen too often. These speakers are actually clicked into the same exact groove. Something I love about this bracket and the speaker are there's these little like teeth all the way around, so that the speaker naturally clicks into a location easier instead of it just being a complete guessing game. It's very easy to get these speakers matched. They're ready to go. So thanks for joining me for this install. I'm gonna hop off camera, get these guys tuned, and let our clients have some fun with their new toys. Well guys, that is a wrap on this back patio speaker upgrade. We came in, there were 4.5-inch speakers. We're not filling the space properly, being overdriven, making the amp run way too hard. So we brought in some Focal OD8s. I broke down just how simple that install process is and how you can tackle this project at home or simply find some great speakers to fill out your patio better. Cannot wait to hear the homeowners' reactions. We will be back to film this entire property at some point. But thank you guys for joining us. Be sure to give us a big thumbs up, and if you enjoyed this video, smash the subscribe button. Can't wait to continue filming our journeys in the state of Colorado. We are so happy to be servicing the entire state physically on the ground now, from your point of sales to your service and longevity for years to come. So thank you guys. If you're looking for a home theater, a custom home, or just a simple speaker upgrade, Dreamedia is your go-to provider in the state of Colorado. Thanks again for joining me. Until next time.